Scarlette, you look fab, as always.
Ah, thanks TC. I'm doing shabby chic, home girl. Is actually going to make a bit of an effort today, so I really appreciate that.
So what does your job as a TV presenter entail?
So my job as a TV presenter basically entails talking a lot, being nosy and being in people's business. I just like to learn about different people, learn about, you know, their lifestyle, different cultures, things that I wouldn't normally know about, and everybody has their own story. So being a presenter is more than just presenting a TV program. It's actually really learning about the topics and the people that you might be working with or filming with or interviewing. So there's a lot to it, but I absolutely love it. And I think what I love the most is just being able to be myself with someone, and that being enough for them to feel open enough to come and talk to me. So yeah, I'd say that's what my job as a TV presenter entails, making people feel comfortable and presenting a story that's important to me and that's, you know, close to my heart.
Why did you decide to become involved in TV?
So I did musical theatre beforehand for 8 years, and I used to always do little interviews backstage, and I knew I wanted to be a presenter. And I entered like a couple of competitions, and I won one with MTV, which is amazing, which then helped me get a presenting agent. And it kind of got to the point where I was singing and dancing 8 shows a week, every week. And I'd obviously been doing that for a year. I'd be on tour and I was constantly traveling and didn't get to see my family. And I just thought, I need to do something else that I can do at any age, because you hit like 26, 27, 28, and dancing definitely becomes a bit of a struggle. Like, don't get me wrong, you can still dance, of course you're still young, but it takes a little bit longer to recover from an injury, or you feel a little bit more out of breath. So I thought, what can I do when I'm like 80? And I thought, well, presenting, I like to talk, as I've said, so why not use presenting as a thing? And that's why I decided to do it, because it's something that you can just do at any age, anywhere. And you don't have to worry about being uber flexible or your voice being on point that day to sing the high note. So yeah, that's what it was for me.
When did you make a start in your career?
I made a start on my career in television officially 5 years ago. So the 1st of June 2015, I started filming my first ever episode of A Place in the Sun, which is on Channel 4. And that was like my official start to my career, which is crazy considering people try so long to get into TV. They try for so long to get in television. And I was very blessed and lucky, and I guess right place, right time, for my first ever job as a presenter to be on one of the biggest shows ever, daytime, Channel 4. Like, I was over the moon. I was so over the moon. So I'd say my career in TV presenting started 5 years ago, and maybe a little bit more because I'd entered a couple of competitions. But my career in the entertainment industry started officially, professionally from the age of 19. I left college at 19 and went straight into doing musicals. As I said, doing those for 8 years and then into television.
Now, what top 3 skills do you need to become a TV presenter?
I would say, 1, you need to be personable. You need to show your personality. You need to be you, what you're like on Christmas Day every single day. So that hyper energetic person, you have to be that to be a TV presenter. So I'd say 1 skill is definitely be the more extravagant version of you and your personality. But yeah, you need to be personable. I guess that's kind of 2 in 1, but I'm going to make that 1. I think nowadays a skill to have, it's very important, is you need to have a USP, which is your unique selling point. So mine was property. I do property development. That helped me get a place in the sun, because you need to have a property expertise or background or knowledge on property. So find out what your USP is and use that as a skill. You need to have that skill of passion, and you need to have the skill of, even if you're just not feeling it that day, being able to switch it on, because it's your job and it's obviously what you love. And there are days when, with everything and everyone, I'm sure, we just don't want to do it. But being able to have that skill of remembering the passion and then being able to use that to switch it on and have a good filming day, that's a big skill, guys. That's a big skill. But passion. I guess someone might say that that's not a skill, but I think it's a skill.
Who helped you?
It was Ant and Dec actually that helped me get into my presenting career. I went on tour with them as a backing dancer, and I remember the night before the last show, or 2 nights before the last show, we were all out and everyone was like a little bit merry, we had a few drinks, and I got that Dutch courage and I just said to the boys, guys, can I interview you? Because I want to be a TV presenter. Really cheesy. And they were both like, yeah, amazing. We'll come in tomorrow. We'll come in early and you can do an interview with us. And they came in the next day and either they were hungover, had an argument, or something had happened, but their faces were like thunder. And I thought, I can't be rubbish now because I'm interviewing like the guys, yeah? And I interviewed them and it was amazing. They were brilliant and they were just so encouraging and supportive, and they were like, Scarlette, you've got to do this. If you want to do this, you're amazing. You've got to do it. We'll help you as much as possible. So they got me meetings with their agency to kind of develop myself and who I am and what sort of presenter I wanted to be. And they got me meetings with ITV and another production company. And it was just so nice that these big personalities had time for me and saw something in me and wanted to push me. So I owe my career to them, because if they never got me a meeting with their agency, I never would have used my property expertise as a way into presenting. So yeah, thanks Ant and Dec if you're watching this. I appreciate it. You know I do. I message you guys all the time anyway saying thank you. So yeah, thanks.
What's been one of your best career highlights or achievements so far?
I've got quite a few. I think one would be when I did the Ant and Dec tour. I got to dance with River Island then, with Riverdance. I got to dance with Riverdance, and that for me was insane because I've been watching that show from such a young age and like pretending to try and do it, and to actually be able to have on my CV that I was part of Riverdance blows my mind every time I say it. So that is huge. But also in musical theatre, I performed in a musical called Fella at the National Theatre about Fela Kuti. Incredible. That was produced by Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jay-Z and Beyonce, and to be in a production that they had created about such an important, pertinent person was another career highlight for me, I think, in musical theatre. And then in presenting, I think it would be, I wrote a piece for the One Show about the importance of Black people giving blood, and I remember taking the story to, at the time, the exec producer there, Sandy Smith, and saying, look, I have an idea for you. And he's like, well, you know, I don't have any work for you. People come in here asking for work or thinking they're going to get work from me, and actually, you know, I have no work for you. I was like, okay, well, that's great. Then in that case, we can just have a nice little conversation and there's no pressure. And by the end of it, I told him my idea and he loved it and he wanted to take it on. So I gave blood for the first time on TV for the show. And I got to watch my blood literally go from my arm to the sorting bank in Bristol, which is one of the biggest in Europe, and then actually see it go into someone that had sickle cell anemia that needed it. And I have a specific blood type, which has the RO phenotype. So I'm O positive, and then under the positive, the little subtype is called the RO phenotype, which means that my blood is more usable for those that have sickle cell anemia or thalassemia or any other sort of blood condition. So I'm very rare. I knew I was special, but I didn't realise I was that special. So yeah, I think that would be a really good one, because I created that story from scratch and I went to the NHS and I knew I wanted to be on the One Show, and I set myself a goal and a target and it happened. So yeah, I think that would, in TV presenting, that's definitely my career highlight.
What's been one of the biggest learning curves for you during your career, and what did you learn from this?
Not everybody sees the vision as you see it. So I'm very much, if I have a goal, I'm going for it. I'm aiming for it and I'm going to achieve that goal. But unfortunately, not everybody can see your goal, and that's fair enough. That's absolutely fine. But then sometimes people will try and deter you from that and defer you to something else. And I'm like, but this is what I want and this is what I'm going to get. And it's okay if you don't believe in me. I believe enough in myself to get there. So I think just not listening to what other people say if it's something negative. Always take on constructive criticism, by the way. And I think it's good that you do get those sort of things that come through, because it's important to be able to grow and learn from your wrongdoings or your mistakes, or just not being that good. You know, it helps you grow and it helps you improve. But when you have a lot of naysayers around you telling you, oh, you shouldn't do that because you're probably not going to get there, or you're probably not going to make it. My biggest learning curve was learning how to actually not listen to those people and just say thank you but no thank you, and know that I don't really need them around me. So the people that I surround myself with now are all very positive people. They're all encouraging. They all see that if I have a goal, I'm going to get there, and if I need a bit of help, they're there straight away to help me. So yeah, so unfortunately there are some people in the industry that don't like to see other people grow and achieve, and I've never been that person. I'm always about bringing everybody up, because I think we need to stick together and we should support each other, and together, you know, as a team, together everyone achieves more. So yeah, that's been a learning curve, that not everybody is out to support you.
So what's your ultimate career goal?
My ultimate career goal, which is a question I get asked quite a lot, is basically to be the next Oprah Winfrey, or my own Scarlette Douglas. I think what Oprah has done is incredible. Not only did she have her own chat show, which is something I really want, she had her own production company and now has her own network. That for me is the pinnacle of where I want to be at, because she just kept going and going, and from such a hard childhood and lifestyle, to be able to not let that chip on her shoulder stop her from getting where she wants to get to, means that for me, anyone can do it. And if she can do it, I can do it. And you know, I'm a presenter, I have my own production company. It's a little small one, but I have one because I want to create stories and tell stories that are passionate to me, and then from there I want to have my own network, and I just want to keep going. So yeah, get me over to the States. I want to have my own TV show over there, and then I want to have my own big production company, and yeah, I want to have my own network, and then who knows, I'll just keep going and going. Whatever Oprah does, I'm like, Oprah, you set the way, you set the precedence, and then I'm coming, okay? And then we can work together, we can like create something else, whatever that might be.
Any advice for young women who aspire to get into TV?
My advice to any young women that want to get into television is to not be lazy and put yourself out there, because if you don't, the answer's always going to be no. So if you feel like you want to do something, go and knock on every single door. Find a way. There's always a way. Even if you have to start off as a runner and work your way up, that's how a lot of people get into television. But if you want to do it, do it. Again, don't let naysayers tell you otherwise. If you have a fire, a passion and fuel for something, go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. If you want to be a TV presenter, we have so many platforms now to be able to put your own content out there, be it YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Like, use these. TikTok. I'm not even on TikTok. I don't even really know how it works, but there are so many ways of putting yourself out there and showing the world your talent, who you are, your personality, why you should be seen and why you should be in front of camera. So just ask the question, slide into however many DMs you have to ask for advice from people, to ask for tips, to ask to shadow, anything, because someone will say yes. So just keep on it, and no matter how many no's you get, keep going. Use that as resilience to make you stronger and make you just push forward even harder.
Thank you so much for joining me in today's Career Corner, Scarlette. It has been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much for having me, TC. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, and I really hope that I've helped someone out there, a few people out there, to hopefully go out and get their goals and their dreams. And yeah, listen, just seriously, if you want it, it's yours. Go and get it. And I'm so glad that people like you, TC, are doing these interviews, because it's important that everyone sees that we all have to start somewhere, and yeah, we're all here supporting each other. So listen, my DMs are open. If you need anything, holler at me.